This is really quite a serious story. The Deputy Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Angela Rayner, has been caught out in a series of lies over her second home. And she's only admitted to having a second home after she was caught out by the press, who've done a great job on this story. I want to read you part of a statement that she put out last Friday. After her lies were exposed, she said, "As someone who grew up in local authority accommodation and has never owned a luxury property, let alone a holiday home, I find these false claims ridiculous and therefore unsurprising." So she was trying to suggest that she's not wealthy, that she's not got money, etc. There's a lot more in that statement. I'm not going to bother reading it out. You can read it in full in the Daily Mail. What I do want to focus on is the fact that she said she doesn't own a luxury property, let alone a holiday home. Now, we have subsequently found out that she does own a holiday home. But even before that story broke, I want to pick apart this idea that she doesn't own a luxury property. Because if she's saying that she's never owned a luxury property, that means the place she lives in Ashton-under-Lyne, which is worth £650,000, is not a luxury property. The place she's just bought in Hove, worth £800,000, is not a luxury property. The place that she's got in London, Admiralty House, Grace and Favour, worth probably about £1 million, that's not a luxury property. That simply isn't true. Those are luxury properties. And it kind of shows the sort of contempt that people like Angela Rayner have for us. When she says, "I've never owned a luxury property," she genuinely believes that. And she genuinely believes that £650,000 is not a lot of money for a house. That £800,000 is not a lot of money for a house. And I think that is what really pisses people off about people like Angela Rayner. They are so out of touch with ordinary people. I mean, let's not forget, she's just had a pay rise, just like every other MP has had a pay rise. So yeah, they're doing quite well out of this whole parliamentary system, better than ever before. Now, you might remember back during the pandemic when they clapped the NHS, how many of those MPs rushed to get their kids into the NHS? Yeah, because they don't think the NHS is good enough for their kids. Their kids go private, just like their health, just like their taxes. Everything's private unless it's the BBC. That's nationalized. Everything else is private. Private schools, private hospitals, private accountants, private everything. Except, of course, they all vote for a Labour Party that says it's going to nationalize this and bring down that and bring down that. But they don't believe in any of that. All they believe in is getting themselves elected. That's why the story's important, because it shows that they're not genuine. And it shows that they're lying to us. And the more we find out about Angela Rayner, the more we find out that she's got form for this. She's lied about her tax affairs in the past. She lied about her expenses in the past. She lied about all sorts of things in the past. And she'll lie again in the future. And we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware that they're constantly lying to us. And if we're not aware of that, if we allow ourselves to get sucked into the idea that somehow they're on our side, then we are truly mugs. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little summary of the main points of the story that's broken about Angela Rayner. Now, as you know, we've had a bit of a battle with YouTube recently. I'm not allowed to say much more. If you haven't already, please do sign up to our newsletter. You'll get the best articles from us straight into your inbox every single week. And you'll also get early access to all of our content. This content only exists with your support. Please do contribute what you can. The more subscribers we get, the more we're able to do this. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.